A few days ago, the Biden administration ended a cruel and anti-immigrant policy under Title 42. This was a policy that was designed to stop immigrants from entering the United States under health provisions. This was implemented under the Trump administration in early 2020. Well, as a result of this, many immigrants were not able to enter the United States and were returned back at the border. This was lifted, and in this video, I'm going to tell you what that means and what's going to happen now that Title 42 is no longer in effect. So if you're interested, I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our Immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California. I help clients in all 50 states and all over the world. And in this video, we'll talk about the ending of Title 42. This is a controversial policy that was implemented during the Trump administration, essentially limiting the entry of immigrants into the United States due to health-related provisions. But now that those provisions are no longer necessary, that Title 42 was still in effect for a while, limiting the ability of immigrants to enter the United States, specifically those seeking asylum, fleeing from danger, and this was a big deal now that we have the crisis in Ukraine. So we'll talk about what that means for immigrants entering the United States now and in the future. So before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to share this video with more people just like you. So just last week, the Biden administration announced the end of Title 42. This is a pandemic-era policy that was implemented in March of 2020, designed to stop the entry of immigrants to the United States due to health-related reasons. The idea was to stop the spread of COVID-19 back then, and the administration decided to block the entry of immigrants at that time. This policy essentially allowed the CBP border officers to expel immigrants from the United States without a judge, without a hearing. They've done that 1.7 million times since that policy was implemented. Based on the announcement from CDC, the policy is going to end on May 23rd, 2022. Now remember that in the past few weeks, since the war in Ukraine started, the Biden administration essentially said that they're going to be welcoming immigrants to the United States. In fact, they said clearly they're going to be welcoming over 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. So what's going to be the impact of this policy change on immigrants arriving to the border? And it's not just Ukrainians. It's any immigrant that is interested in coming to the United States because they're afraid to stay in their home country or whatever reason. This policy change is going to allow more people to apply for asylum at the border. It's very hard to say what the numbers are going to be, but I can tell you that during the period of Title 42 being implemented, about 6,000 immigrants trying to come to the border every month. The anticipation is that now that Title 42 is lifted, expecting over 20,000 immigrants per month trying to come to the United States, seeking asylum and other benefits. Now remember, this is only going to happen after May 23rd. In the meantime, the policy is still in effect. What the government is going to be doing, they're going to be sending more officers to the border, training more personnel, getting ready for that. Because right now, nothing has changed. Right now, people are still going to have to go through the procedures. But once Title 42 is lifted, they're going to have to come up with more plans and more procedures to be able to intake people at the border, be able to go through the credible fear interview when they apply for asylum, and make sure they give them the right treatment for those that qualify, and for those that don't qualify, they're going to be able to send them back with the right procedures. So definitely expecting more surge in immigrants coming to the United States. But the interesting thing about this is it's coming at the right time, where the government is telling that they're ready to intake refugees from Ukraine and other countries, and they need to have the proper procedures to do so. Having Title 42 in effect essentially negates that promise. And the reason it's happening right now, they've made a lot of progress combating COVID-19, and there's no reason to have Title 42 in effect. It doesn't make sense anymore, and it's only been in place because they didn't have a chance to evaluate it and properly remove it. So the bottom line is that Title 42 will be lifted as of May 23rd, which means that after that, procedures for applying for asylum at the borders are going to be just like before March of 2020, where essentially if you come to the border and you have a legitimate case, you will be processed for asylum, and if not, you will be sent back. As opposed to what's happening right now, it's a blanket rejection of every single person coming to our borders. So hopefully this information was helpful. I know a lot of you were asking about it and were wondering what's going to happen. This is the latest information that I have about this. Any questions you have, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.